Let's dive into an explainer that is literally going to shatter how you think about wealth and borders. Picture a line on a map. Common sense tells us that this line dictates whether you're rich or poor, right? Well, get ready to have your mind completely blown. Today, we're looking at some hardcore data that proves pretty much everything we know is wrong.
Think about this for a second. If you live under a terrible, highly corrupt national government, are you automatically doomed to be poor?
Mainstream academics scream yes, but hard empirical data from Africa just slapped that theory right in the face. It turns out the whole idea of national laws driving local wealth, yeah, it might actually just be a massive illusion.
Part 1. The Partition Continent.
History actually created this brutal but honestly perfect natural experiment. So before colonization, Africa was defined by these really organic, ancient tribal boundaries. Then European colonizers arrived, and they just drew these arbitrary straight lines right through those homelands. They literally split identical cultures and families into totally different modern countries.
Part 2. Truth from space. So how exactly do we measure wealth in these remote, split regions? Traditional data is notoriously flawed, and let's face it, governments lie. So researchers bypassed the state entirely and used a lie detector floating in space. The equation is incredibly simple. At night, light equals wealth. Pitch black means poor. Glowing means rich. And the best part, this satellite data doesn't care about politics at all.
The methodology here is incredibly elegant. Step 1. Find a single ancient tribe. Step 2. Find exactly where a modern border splits them between a quote-unquote good country and a corrupt bad country. Step 3. Measure the light from space. It's the exact same people, but completely different laws. The results should be super obvious, right?
Part 3. Modern borders fail. Let's take the ancient Iwe tribe as an example. They were chopped right in half by a modern border. Now, one side is in Ghana, which has a much better rule of law. The other side is over in Togo, suffering under incredibly poor institutions. Common sense screams that the Ghana side simply must be wealthier.
Wrong! The satellite data is absolutely shocking. The side in the worst country, Togo, is actually glowing brighter. It's completely counterintuitive. The modern border is utterly meaningless for their actual on-the-ground wealth.
And this wasn't just a fluke. Across hundreds of partition groups, the data brutally confirms the exact same thing. Differences in national laws do not explain local prosperity. Basically, state power in these remote areas, it's an absolute illusion.
Part 4. Rule of Ancient Tribes.
So, if the modern president isn't deciding who gets rich, who actually is? Well, the data reveals an invisible ghost pulling the strings. Areas controlled by highly centralized, complex, ancient tribes hundreds of years ago are a staggering 30% brighter today. 30%. That is totally dictated by the pre-colonial past.
This right here is the core truth. Ancient tribal chiefs, not modern presidents, are the true masters of today's wealth. Their political legacy completely outlives colonial lines and modern states.
Part 5. The deep ignored power.
Guys, this is a massive paradigm shift. Mainstream academic giants always credit modern state institutions for wealth, but this unbiased data crowns ancient pre-colonial structures as the real winners. Those invisible deep roots matter infinitely more than some borders drawn yesterday.
Now, just to be completely rigorous, there is one critical exception to this data. Near the capital cities, the modern state finally bares its teeth. Right around the capital, the state actually has the capacity to override the ancient tribes, but literally everywhere else, the ancient ghosts rule.
This is truly mind-bending research that forces us to question the entire map of the world. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder. If the lines on our national maps are just modern illusions, what ancient, invisible forces are secretly dictating your reality right